to shorter time. It's Danielle, just throwing together a nice, simple, easy Monday night dinner. I am going to be making my tuna casserole. And it's so simple. So I don't measure like how everybody else does, perhaps, for my tuna noodle casserole. I always eyeball everything. So far, I have 4 cans of tuna and a large can of cream of mushroom. That is in my, oh, my light turned off. Hold on, guys. Oh, you can see me now. 4 cans of tuna and 1 large can of cream of mushroom soup. I know my husband, when he makes this, he puts in cream of chicken soup. And that works too. Fine and dandy, whatever you prefer. To be honest, we like it both ways. Just so happens I have cream of mushroom right now, and that's what I'm using. My goal is to make this and have leftovers. So I just poured in 2 boxes of elbow noodles. I know a lot of people use egg noodles, and that is traditional, but I didn't have egg noodles. And I told Taylin, I said, go in the kitchen and you get to pick out whatever kind of noodles you want for supper tonight. And so she picked out some elbow, which, guys, it works. It works. Just because you don't have a certain kind of noodle doesn't mean you can't make a quick, easy supper and have this. So you guys want tuna casserole and all you have is elbow macaroni, use it. Use it. It'll work, I promise you. I would not lie to you. So I am just stirring my tuna right now, though, in my cream of mushroom soup in a bowl. So you can use canned peas, you can use fresh peas. I have frozen. So I am going to mix in some frozen peas. Hang on though, I have to get some scissors. So I am all about using whatever is on hand. I have made this before and learned I don't have peas, guys. So in that case, I just looked and saw that I have mixed vegetables that night, like a frozen bag of that. So I just used that. And you know what? Nobody complained. I don't even know if like Taylin even really noticed that it wasn't just peas. I think I'm gonna boil over here. Hang on, guys. And she ate it just the same. So it doesn't always matter. It really, really doesn't. Use what you have on hand. Get it used up. I improvise a lot. Like when I finish my tuna casserole, I normally top it with potato chips, just plain potato chips. But we have a whole bunch of little salt and vinegar bag of chips, and I'm going to use that on it tonight. We like vinegar, we like salt and vinegar chips, so I don't think it's going to affect it too much. I will tell you though, I will put right here after I edit the video what I thought of the vinegar chips. Thumbs up, thumbs down, test it out, whatever. Once again, I am making enough for leftovers. This way I can take some to work. My husband gets free meals at work, so he doesn't have to worry about taking any for him. But then it also is leaving enough for leftover night, which I like, night or two a week, to not have to worry about cooking. We can have leftovers and it works out wonderful. Wonderful for us, at least. I mean, I know some people, they're not big leftover people. I like leftovers, so it works out for me. But so this is what I have so far with my peas, my creamy mushroom, and my tuna. And I'm thinking I might have to double that. We will see once my pasta is all cooked up and I mix it together. If I do, I have more tuna, I have more peas, and I have another thing of cream of mushroom soup to mix together. So that is what I will do if I need to. Right now, just kind of waiting for my pasta to get done. It looks like my oven, oh, it's still preheating. So I will just jump back on once the pasta's cooked and the oven's preheated, and we'll move on to our next step. So my noodles aren't done yet, and my oven just got preheated though. I thought I would jump back on and tell you a really, really fun fact. So we actually do not call this tuna noodle casserole. Actually, when my daughter was little, she was like a really super picky eater. She's starting to get out of that phase now, but she like hit 4, almost 5, and decided that she didn't like so many foods that she just like woke up one day and decided she didn't like. So this mama became creative. We have things like princess wands to eat. We have things like chicken of the sea casserole to eat. And this one is chicken of the sea casserole. And don't remember what tuna it is. Is it Starkiss? I'm not sure. One of the tunas they call chicken of the sea. Maybe it's just the brand name itself and it's not like a gimmick. I'm not sure. But I called it chicken of the sea casserole. And she did not like tuna. Nope, not gonna eat tuna. Won't eat tuna. But by golly, she loved chicken of the sea. And that is just what we started having, was chicken of the sea, because it was so much better than tuna. So same casserole, we just didn't eat the tuna, we put chicken of the sea in there instead, and it was a win. My princess wands, they're actually chicken enchiladas, and that one I made a fun game out of, which I'll tell you after I just strain these noodles. They're not fully cooked, but they're cooked enough that I know when they're in the oven they'll finish cooking. That way they're not gooey when they get out of the oven. So give me one moment, guys. Okay, I'm back. So princess ones, they're my chicken enchiladas, and the fun game with them is we would pour the sauce on, and while they're baking in the oven, the sauce would turn green or red. And when I make chicken enchiladas, I always use green sauce. I know some people use red, but I use green. So if it turned red, that meant you were being very naughty. And so the evil witch, you know, would come from the storybook or something like that. Can't remember how that went. But I know if you were green, you were being good. I haven't had to tell the story in a while. And so if she started ever, you know, getting really crabby or not wanting to listen, I said, well, let's have princess ones tonight. And she would be so excited to make them, and it would kind of get her mind off of whatever was upsetting her or making her crabby. I just apologize. That light does not want to stay on today, guys. Tell my husband about it, and he'll probably tell me I'm pushing something around, which makes sense. So right now, I'm just mixing my noodles in with my tuna and peas and stuff. And it does look like I probably will be needing some more. I just don't think I'm going to be able to fit everything in this dish. I need to get a bigger bowl. I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched Jay Morrell. Oh, I love watching her. She has bowls that are just huge, and I love it. I'm always like, oh, it'd be so great to use one of those. I don't need one that big. I only have 3 members of my family. I'm always working with extra small bowls. I just never made the commitment to go and get a bigger bowl, which that needs to be something I do someday. Alrighty, yes. So I think I'm actually going to mix some stuff into this dish. That way I don't overfill everything. I know I'm making extra, so it's going to be more than 1 casserole pan. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Like I said, we like our extra foods. That way we can have leftovers, and I can take food to work and all that good stuff. So I don't think I'm gonna need as much tuna. Maybe I think it was more just dry, but we are gonna, if I can open it and just make a mess everywhere, we're just gonna eyeball and see where everything lands and see how much more tuna do I need. Do I need the full 4 cans more, or do I just need a couple? We shall see. I'm going to use these pull tabs, though I did make such a mess with the last one, because I think it's going to be easier, but who knows? And it's not. Just some wishful thinking on my end, huh? This tab isn't even wanting to go. There we go. See what happens when you try to make life easier? Shortcuts sometimes aren't always the best, but that's okay. It works out in the end, it really does. So we're just gonna finish mixing this, see where we're at with the tuna. Yes. I think this is gonna be good. Watch me get in the dish and it's not. Just because I'm a double in that recipe. Get my baking dish out. Ooh, warm bowl. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some of this. So most of my noodles and stuff are in this dish. So, or bowl. I'm going to spread some of that out. And since I have more of the like creaminess in this pan over here, I'm going to put some of that in there. Woo! Stir it all together. And just see how this looks. Then I think I'm going to have just enough to make just a little dish for a side, which would be perfect. Because that's what we can eat for supper and not even touch this big pan until it's time for leftovers or taking some to work. I don't know. Do a lot of you guys ever have to take food, lunches, suppers, whatever to work? I know when I worked night shift as a CNA at a hospital, I was always taking food to work. One, the day gals, they a lot of times got to eat at the cafeteria or order food, but unless you wanted pizza or if you ordered in time, you could have Jimmy John's. In the town I lived in at the time, those were my only options, and as a single mom, it never really worked out for me to order food. It was just out of my price range, and I couldn't eat healthy. I mean, I could eat Jimmy John's healthy, but even then, it added up quick to eat at Jimmy John's. So I always brought my meals. That way I could save money and my money could go to things like my daughter. All right, so sorry, just trying to find my cheese because that's my next step. And of course I put stuff on top of it. So I don't normally cook over here, but this is where it's probably the best setup at the moment to have a camera. So I'm cooking over here today, guys. So I like to put a generous amount of cheese on top. And normally I would use like a cheddar or something, but once again, as long as it's cheese, because this is a Fiesta blend and that's what I'm using. My dogs, I don't know if you know this about us, but we have 2 dogs, Dewey and Dolly, and they are wiener dogs. Well, Dewey, he has Chihuahua in him as well, so he's a Chiweenie. But Dolly, she is full bred, and they're so funny. They are so funny. They kill me. they take off sometimes, and it's crazy. They're like speed demons. They just like go. And I have hardwood floors, so you can hear them. Jalen's over here and she's just laughing because she's like, yep, they're crazy. They are. They're crazy. Sometime we'll have to shoot a little video of them or catch them in a video and show you. But they are our life. No, that's all right. Thank you. So this cheese, this little bag, it's a little frozen, but it's fine. It's thawed out enough that I can just kind of break some of it off.
So you don't have to break it.
Yeah. So why?
It's okay. It'll melt.
It will melt. You're correct. So why it's frozen is because a lot of times, yes, there you go. Never hurts to have a little cheese before your supper, right? That's good for you. She'll be fine. A lot of times, a lot of the bigger containers of cheese are actually cheaper when you calculate it out. But for my little family, you're going, come on, Danielle. I only have like one kiddo, and maybe you only have two. I don't need 30, 45 pounds of cheese, depending on like what types you're wanting or whatever. Like, we won't eat it before it goes bad. No worries. I got you. I'm going to do a whole video sometime on it. I split it up and then I put it in the freezer. So what I'm not needing, I put in the freezer. And to make it even more convenient for us, I'm not going to fill this bag to the brim. Because what if I only have 1 or 2 meals that week that needed the shredded cheese? So I fill it about halfway, and I can reuse the bags. I can wash them out, dry them, use them again. But then I just stick it in my freezer, pull it out when I need it. Shredded cheese, a lot of times it doesn't stick together too bad. When it's frozen, you can still kind of go like this and it kind of crumbles off, which is great because a lot of times I'm using it in casseroles and things. So that is why that is frozen a little bit. Sorry, noise time. Yep, just open it up and then kind of crush it in the bag.
Normally do a big bag.
We do normally do a big bag. So I'm just going to spread them. Sorry, lots of noise.
She's getting some.
So, some people do ask me when they see that I put chips on tuna casserole, and they don't. And I do it because that's how I grew up. It's just something that I was taught. But as I got older, and let her squish this up and then I'll continue.
Smells so vinegary. All the air just comes out.
It does. So as I got older and ventured out in life, I married a chef, and I learned a lot of times people are using crackers or nothing. What else was there? I think somebody told me stuffing. They use like a stuffing, and I never knew about those. Never knew about them. So I just never did that. And that's why I use chips, because that's what I was always taught. But I guess there is just a world out there of a whole bunch of fun things you can use. Sorry, got sidetracked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in the oven at 450 degrees. So my noodles were about 3/4 cooked. They will finish cooking in my cream of mushroom sauce that's in there. My peas were frozen, but they will heat up and heat through. I basically put this in the oven and it's 30 to 40 minutes. Sometimes it's a little longer. My main thing I'm gonna want is going to be this cheese to be melted and it to be bubbling. Once that happens, I pull it out. 99% of the time, my peas and everything, they're cooked 100%. I think it's only happened once or twice to me that I'm like, everything else is bubbling and nothing's like, the peas aren't cooked. But I don't use frozen peas every time either. So you just basically want everything kind of heated through. The chicken of the sea, the tuna, it is completely cooked already out of the can, so we're good there. Cream of mushroom, good there. So it's just like heating up the peas and finish cooking the noodles is what I'm gonna want. So I'm gonna pop that in. I will throw in what the after looks like when I pull it out. All right, guys. Got them coming out of the oven.
There you go, dogs. Not hot
I'm gonna reach across. There we go. Show you guys what they look like. It does look good.
I'm hungry now.
Look, she's hungry, guys. Good. Good. Let's see if I can. Ooh.
You can definitely tell more on this one about the edges. They're kind of bubbling. Like around here.
Ooh. Look at that.
Alright guys, thanks for watching, but before you go, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you next time on Shorter Time. Bye!